Hey, this is Father George Corrigan from St. Francis of Assisi in Triangle, Virginia, to share a few Sunday thoughts on the readings for the 20th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Lectionary Cycle C. Today the Gospel starts out with that phrase, I have come to set the earth on fire, and how I wish it were already blazing. Wow, it's kind of a hard opening there. From Jesus, not too hard to believe it would come from Jeremiah. I mean, really. That's sort of like a prophetic burning voice. And Jeremiah, long book of the gospel, 30-year ministry. Starts out good. Starts out during the reign of King Josiah. Reform is in the air. Josiah's having the word read. The temple's being cleaned up. It's all good. Jeremiah has got an easy prophetic call. Come on, people, let's get back to the covenant. Let's live right. Let's be right. Let's worship right. And then Josiah dies in a battle. And the king's not so great. The next 20 years of Jeremiah, the old idolatries are creeping back in. He's in and out of prison, in and out of exile. He's publicly humiliated, disgraced. But he never, not his lot, but he never turns away from calling the covenant. But it gets to a point where the fate is sealed. And that's about when we see the reading today, when he gets tossed in the well. And you can see him there sinking in the mud at the bottom of the well, kind of going, I was commissioned to set this city on fire. I wish it were already blazing. And I don't think that's a call for, revenge and destruction. I think it's a call for, let's start anew on this thing. But like I said, they're not Jeremiah's words, they're Jesus' words. This is the Jesus who tells us to love our enemies, to do good to those who hate us, who blesses the peacemakers. And I'm pretty sure of all the refrigerator magnets you have, I wish the world were already blazing is not one that's on the refrigerator. So with all that as background, it seems to me, one of my Sunday thoughts is, there's two kinds of people. There are thermometer people and there are thermostat people. Thermometers and thermostats. So here's an example of a thermometer people. So whatever the context is, school, home, whatever, gossip is going on. Gossip is a violation of the fifth commandment. Thou shalt not kill. You shall not kill reputations, spirits, and all the rest of the stuff. So there you are in the middle of a murder. Wait a minute, gossip. You're in the middle of gossip. Do you say anything? Do you chip in? Do you remain silent? Or you just kind of reflect what's in the room? If that's your response, then in that moment, guess what? You were acting as one of the thermometer people. Don't make a change, you just reflect whatever's in the room. Thermostat people. Jeremiah, totally. Jesus, absolutely. The ultimate thermostat person. They're the ones who change the room. And so, let's go back. Let's consider you're at work or you're at school, and there's a middle of gossip. Wait a minute, we're there. What would it be like to be a thermostat person? To change the room in that moment, to change the heat, the temperature, what's needed in that moment. Maybe you're the person that says, hey, this isn't right. Let's not gossip. It's not good. We're better than that. Okay? Yeah, you're going to cause division. And by the way, when you leave, you will be the next topic of their gossip. But that's what thermometers do. They at least attempt to change the room, to call out this is wrong. And maybe there's some people in that conversation who will say, yeah, that's right. I can be a better person than that. And you will have sort of worked and take that moment of grace to that moment. And there's all kinds of, we know all these kinds of moments where we can change the moment to reflect what matters to Christ. Be rich in those things that matter to Christ. It's in our relationship with parents and children and spouses and friends. There's always this grace that surrounds us, and the question is, do we let that grace slip away? Will we be in those moments, that thermometer person, the thermostat person, who uses that grace to be that good and faithful steward of the gifts that we were given? To have that thermometer moment where that fire you wish were blazing, maybe you can just ignite a little bit of that in somebody else's life to let them see a new life of grace that's possible. Because that grace is that creative fire. So this week, find the opportunity to be that thermostat person. Maybe turn up the heat just a little bit in someone's life. And that's a Sunday thought. Amen.